let's go sew this patchwork quilt block. The first thing I'm gonna do is lay out my pieces like I want them to look. I'm using Black Tie by Riley Blake. It has all of these fabrics, and our quilt is half patchwork and half applique. Y'all seen me make the appliques. Now let's work on our patchwork pieces. So our patchwork is 4 across and 4 down, for a total of 16 blocks per square. Now make sure what you lay out you like, because after you sew it, this is what it's going to look like. Okay, so I have 4 rows of 4. Now I'm going to pick them up so I can sew them together. The first thing I'm going to do is pick up 2 pieces. I'm going to put them pretty side to pretty side, line them up. I'm going to sew them with a straight stitch and a 1/4 inch seam. I'm going to get the 1/4 inch seam by following the edge of my fabric with the edge of my presser foot. I'm going to back stitch when I start and when I stop. I'm going to open this up, take my next piece, lay it on top, pretty side to pretty side, and I'm going to do the same thing. Now I'm going to open that up and lay my 4th piece down, pretty side to pretty side, and I'm going to sew it the same way. So I have 1 row done. I'm going to lay it down and do the other 3 rows exactly the same way.
I wanted to make snowman designs for sweatshirts, and when I started making them, I had too many ideas. So then I thought, well, I'll just make a quilt out of it. And then I can use all my designs, and I can use them on sweatshirts too. So I was making these designs and laying them out on the floor so I could look at it all together. And I had a class, and my class came through, and somebody said, Tammy, I want to buy that and take it home with me. And I said, you know what? I want you to buy it and take it home with you. So we're going to do this 1 block, and the rest of the quilt is going home with my student, and I can't wait to show y'all when it comes back.
I've sewn all of my rows together, so I'm going to pick up 2 and I'm going to lay them pretty side to pretty side, and I'm going to sew down one side. If you're a pinner or a clipper, this is where you would pin or clip. I'm not going to, and y'all don't come for me. I'm going to sew this with a straight stitch and a 1/4 inch seam. I'm going to stitch and back stitch when I start and when I stop, because my grandma said so.
The only thing that's important about sewing these rows together is that you get your seams to match. So make sure your seams match at every block, because if it gets off, it never gets better.
I'm going to open this up, pick up my next row, lay it on top, pretty side to pretty side, and sew it the same way. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the last row.
This black and white fabric just says winter to me. I usually love all the bright and colorful stuff, but this just seemed perfect for my snowman. Now, when I laid my blocks out, I just tried to make sure I had a black, white, so that I didn't have too much black or too much white in one area. Now, here's our snowman and our patchwork block. I'm as excited as y'all to see it when it comes back.
Look what you just made. Super simple. Now you have the patchwork blocks for your applique quilt. My name is Tammy. I'm your favorite sewing teacher, and I would love for you to come sew with me.